Trialpha believes we have a path forward now to build the first fusion-based power plant. There is still work to do, but we believe we understand this well enough now to get there.
So Trialpha Energy is one of the, if not the largest private fusion efforts ever. So in the last 4 or 5 years, we accomplished things that were in the agenda of the FRC or field reverse configuration plasma world for decades.
It's a very fast-paced environment. The amount of work that we did around here in the last several years, it's mind-boggling.
Trialpha Energy is uniquely structured to allow accelerated learning on the science necessary to be able to control the fusion reaction and actually create a very viable commercial power plant.
My vision was to have a form of energy produced that would have no ash and particularly no radioactivity. And it will keep us alive indefinitely.
The company's goal is not just accomplish fusion, but as fast as possible. So that's the very, very distinct part of our mission and the work here.
The promise is nearly infinite, and the reward is almost infinite. So if we succeeded, that would be a game changer for energy.
We're very quickly taking the science that's developed and converting that to viable hardware that can be utilized in a real commercial power plant.
We have a linear plasma which makes the mechanical arrangement of the machine much more simple and leads to cost savings when you want to scale it up to a commercial device.
What we're doing in this machine is we're essentially rotating a plasma torus that's very hot and ionized. If you think of a top, that's exactly the mechanical analog to what goes on in here. If you want to stabilize that top, what do? You keep spinning it, right? And so we're feeding tangential energy in, and that creates a torque that keeps that object going. And the ultimate goal, of course, here is to do this sort of at operator will.
You may think of those plasma streams firing from the ends of the machine as an axle that keeps it well centered inside the machine. That way, when you fire the neutral beam system, they see a good, well-centered, stable target which they can catch on. And that's one of the ingredients that really keeps the plasma going.
Hammers are charging, ready to fire.
Firing.
If we can produce the energy, the nuclear fusion using the FRC topology, field reverse configuration topology, using TB11, that changes the world.
TA is not using deuterium-tritium fuel, but we use proton-boron 11.
PB11 is a wonderful fuel. It's abundant, it doesn't produce neutrons, it's really clean fusion energy.
This company has a single acute vision. So if the physicists want more magnetic field in a certain area of the vessel, man, the whole engineering and physics team swarm that vessel. We make the modifications, we make the changes, and we get the machine back into operation so we can start back into the physics testing and obtain the results that we're looking for.
There's all kinds of languages spoken around the hallways every day. Russian, Chinese, Japanese, English, of course.
I love the fact that when I'm on the radio, sometimes I hear a language that's not my native tongue. It's great that we have that level of diversity here, and I've absolutely loved working with all these different people from various backgrounds.
I'm excited and energized to go work. This is an awesome project.
Fusion has the hope and the promise to power the world for the next 1,000 years.
Fusion is clearly the way to the future.
Safety, cheap energy, clean. What else could you ask for? Got to work on this kind of stuff.
Solving the energy problem at the same time cleaning up the environment. If you combine those two things, it's just an incredible privilege.